Hi everyone, I'm Miss Branch, the art teacher, and today we're going to do a project about contrast and symmetry. So what we're going to do is to create some artwork where we have contrast using the color. Now, you can have contrast with color, size, or texture. So like if you use texture, you can have smooth versus rough. If you have size, you can have big versus small. And for us, we're going to have light versus dark with our color. Now you can have other color combinations that create contrast based on the color wheel, like complementary colors, but we'll talk about that in another video. All right, so in a moment, I'm going to show you the supplies you need, and then I'll show you how to do this project. We're also going to talk about symmetry and a line of symmetry where things are the same on both sides. We're going to make a little vase or vase, whichever way you like to pronounce it, out of our paper to show that our symmetry, that we have the same thing on both sides. So let me go ahead and switch my cameras to my desk. Okay. Now, you are going to need, let me straighten that up a little bit. You're going to need a pair of scissors, a white crayon, some glue, and 2 half sheets of paper, one white and one black. All right. And then I will talk about my examples of the flowers that we're going to draw also. All right, so now, first things first, go ahead and put your name on the back of your paper. I could just did it in my paper. Something else to write with, because I can't put my name on the back of a white piece of paper with a white crayon because it's not going to show very well. So Miss Branch, or the art teacher. So put your name on the back of your paper. And now we're going to use this paper to make all of our contrasting parts. So first things first, fold it in half. And we're going to fold it in half hamburger. I call this hamburger because this is the wide way to fold it. And when you open it back up, you have a line. And actually, that is a line of symmetry too, because you have the same thing on both sides. And we're just going to take our scissors and cut that line. And you're going to put this one piece of paper off to the side for a few moments. Next, we're going to fold this paper in half, creating another line of symmetry. And if you need to, we're just going to draw an L with our white crayon. But if you don't need to, you can just cut out the middle, a rectangle. So with the paper folded, I'm going to just cut out this L shape. And I have this piece like here and this piece here. Now these pieces, we're going to glue onto our paper. Going to glue this part at the bottom, and then we're going to glue the inside. We're going to flip it out, and we're going to make sure the edges touch. So now I'm going to go ahead and get my glue. And you don't need a lot of glue. Just make sure you get right at the edges and the corners so that it doesn't pop up. And then you're just going to line it up at the bottom of your paper with the bottom edge and line up the sides. I'm just going to scrape that white crayon off that I still see on my paper. And now I'm going to put this back in here like it's a puzzle. So now that I have this put back together, nope, I got to flip it again. Nope, that was right. It just looks weird. There we go. Now I have it right. So now I put it back together like it's a puzzle. And now I'm going to add the glue on this side. And I'm going to flip it. So I have it here in the space, I'm going to flip it up, and I'm going to make sure that these corners touch right here and here. And now I can lay it down so that it will stick to the paper. And now it looks like I have a line of symmetry because I have opposite, but a line of symmetry right here, this line down the middle. But I have a rectangle and a rectangle, a white C and a black C. It's just opposite colors, but it still looks symmetrical. All right, so now I'm going to take the other piece, half of the black paper, and we're going to fold that in half, open it up, and cut this line down the middle. We don't need this piece, but we're going to save all of our scraps because we're going to do a project later where we use all our scrap paper that we have left over and turn it into some more art. All right, so I'm going to put that off. So now I'm going to take this little piece here and fold that in half. And right here where it's folded is going to be my line of symmetry. So now you're going to create a vase. Now, if you need to, you could draw it again with the white crayon, or you could just make it up as you cut. I'm just going to make up something as I cut. We go up, go around, come back in. Just going to make a really unique, interesting looking vase. I think I want to cut this off a little bit more. There we go. So now when I open it up, I have a very unique shape. Now I can decide, is this going to be the bottom of my vase, or do I turn it this way? Which way do I like it to look on my paper? I think I'm going to go this way and make this top part and this part the bottom because this looks so square, more square to me. Now, notice that when I cut it, I ended up cutting a little curve in, but to get rid of that curve, when I glue this down, I'm just going to put it on top of the black paper just a little bit. That way I don't end up with this white space. So let me go ahead and add my glue. And I'm going to line it up with this line down the middle of my paper so I can have this in the center. And I put it on top of that paper just a little bit. And now I'm rubbing it down so that it stays in place. All right, so now I have more symmetry. I have same shape on this side, same shape on this side. And the cool thing is that the vase makes a shape, but it also makes a shape out of the white space that's left over. All right, so now we're gonna add in some flowers. Then you could just do one big flower, or you could do lots of flowers. Like this one, I did 4 flowers. And on this one, oh, I did 4 flowers again, but I changed them up. I did one with a lot of petals. Some with about, this one has 10, this one has 8, this one has 4, this one has 3. It's totally up to you how you want to make your flowers. But I'm just going to, over here on my white paper, just going to make a little circle. And I think I'll just make the loop lines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I ended up with 8 on this one, based on how side or the size I did. And I'm gonna bring a stem to my vase, and I'm gonna make that stem a little thicker. So now I have that. Let's see. I'll add a circle over here. I'll just do another one over here, kind of like creating balance. But I want to do a different flower. So I'm gonna do some lines like a compass, and I'm gonna add then the diagonal lines like a compass rose, and I'm gonna use the second line to connect, and then connect, connect, connect. And now that I have these lines in the middle, let's add a little bit more lines. So I'm going to move my hand so you guys can see. And again, I'm going to add a stem, but I'm going to come and color the stem a little bit to make it a little thicker. Let's see, I got some space here. I'll add another flower. Now, as I run into this flower here, I'm just going to pretend like it goes behind it. Keep going, keep going. If I want to add in a few more petals, Where I have some open space, I'll do that too. And again, add my stem, and then go ahead and add a little more. I got a little bit on the vase. I'm just going to scratch that off, which is a cool feature that you can do with crayon. Scratch the wax off. And there we go. And I can add a leaf. I'll add a leaf on this one too. Maybe a leaf here, but it goes behind that. And I have a contrasting picture. Now, this was a nice, quick, and relaxing project to do. And let's go over the steps again. So first, you're going to have your 2 pieces of paper. You're going to fold your black paper in half, hamburger. You're then going to fold that, put one half off to the side so that you can have that for later. Fold it in half and cut out a rectangle out the middle. Then glue that on to the bottom half of your white paper. Then put this piece that you cut out the middle back on the inside like it was a puzzle. Once you have that, put the glue on and flip it and glue that part down too. Then you're going to take the half that you have left, fold that in half, and take one of those half and fold it in half to make a line of symmetry. And then make up a vase as you cut it out. So by making curve or even straight lines, or you could just do like a simple wavy line. It's up to you however you do it. And then once you've glued your vase down, now if it has a little gap, make sure it overlaps onto your picture. And then using your white crayon, again, we have contrasting colors, you're going to add in your flowers. And you can add as many or as few as you would like. All right, so now I'm going to switch my cameras. So everyone, that was a fun contrasting art and symmetrical art piece that we did. I will look forward to seeing yours posted or pictures of them. And I will see you in the next video. Bye.